And as Stan Van Gundy mentioned to us, Kevin Garnett has been bothered by that hyperextended right knee, and Paul Pierce, who's had the injured left foot, have made the point that they would like to have their minutes limited. So we'll see how that plays into what takes place here tonight.
Well, Marv, that makes his life a lot easier when you're divvying up 10 player minutes as opposed to 12. It makes it a lot easier. He said he would like to get everybody, what was it, 20 minutes he said, or 12 or 15? I don't know what he said, but we'll see how it goes tonight when this gets competitive.
So Dwight Howard and Tim Duncan on the opening tip. And the 59th NBA All-Star game is underway. George Karl saying they will set it up right at the start for Dirk Nowitzki. You see Nash looking for Nowitzki, comes off the pick. And here is Dirk. Yes.
Well, so much for the shooting background.
Shooters can shoot at any type of background. Obviously, this game is an exhibition game. You're always worrying about these guys shooting in the backdrop, but it's not going to matter with 100,000 for tonight.
James played by Nowitzki. Here's LeBron. Rebounded by Anthony. Carmelo Anthony also ailing with ankle problems, averaging 29 a game, third in scoring. Nowitzki again.
Well, he hasn't even touched the rim. No. I mean, those were two pure shots.
Dwayne Wade of the Miami Heat slipping it to Kevin Garnett. One-handed by Anthony.
Wonder who's going to get this shot down the floor as well.
Duncan got the step, blocked by Garnett, and then put in by Anthony. So the West off to the 6-0 lead. Joe Johnson of the Atlanta Hawks. LeBron's pass broken up by Steve Nash. Been a busy time for Steve Nash. He was in Vancouver Friday night as a torch bearer for the opening ceremonies. Last night won the skills competition, defeating Darren Williams in the final. He had actually arrived at 7 in the morning from Vancouver and still was able to go out, take the skills, which he was very proud of, beating a couple of younger guys. Carmelo Anthony fires up a three.
He was more proud of winning it over the younger guys as opposed to winning the event itself. 36 years young, getting it done in the skills competition.
Johnson off on that three-point attempt. So the East missing on its first 4 attempts. Nash went to the crossover. Nice lead pass. Nash on the rebound, and it's out of bounds. Steve Nash in his 14th season. One-time member of the Dallas Mavericks, spent 7 years with Dallas, signed on as a free agent with Phoenix, and then went on to win 2 Most Valuable Player awards.
And you know, you look at his play this year, he's playing at that same kind of level. He has a chance, if he keeps up his statistics, to do 50% from the field, 40 behind the line, and 90 from the three-point line. That would be his 4th time. Nobody has ever done that as LeBron James knocks down that long jump shot.
How about the Cleveland Cavaliers, who have won 13 in a row? As we mentioned earlier, best record in the NBA. Here's Stoudemire. Amar'e Stoudemire, focus of much trade speculation. Garnett not able to hang on. A lot of stories floating around concerning Amar'e.
You know, after the Dallas made the trade with Washington, I think you're going to start to see the dominoes starting to fall. Now, it usually takes that first trade, and then people start making things happen after that.
Well, if I'm Danny Ferry and Mike Brown, I seriously have to think about it. You see the follow there by Amar'e Stoudemire about team chemistry. This is a team that's won 13 in a row. A lot of those games without Mo Williams and Delonte West, you seriously have to think about messing as Superman Dwight Howard gets the little 2-footer to go.
You're very close here to Shaquille O'Neal.
I know.
To your right, who is very upset with you in particular off the game we did the other day. Duncan backs it home for constant references. There's Shaq to Dwight Howard as Superman. And as you know, Wade. As you know, Shaq feels that he is the Superman.
And he is.
Basically a false controversy.
Marv, I wondered why, when you and I and Reggie were all sitting there getting ready to do our open, he came over and really warmly acknowledged us and really just shunned Reggie. He didn't even acknowledge him.
There you guys go. Already started. You had Charles kind of egging on Dwight on Friday night about, is he going to man up the next time he plays Shaq.
Stoudemire with the layup. So the West with a 12-7 lead. 4 minutes gone by. James with the fadeaway. Rebounded by Stoudemire. Nash with the lead for Anthony.
Well, you can see the start of this game. The East is shooting all jump shots, and the West, other than Dirk Nowitzki knocking down those 2 jumpers, they're attacking and getting layups. That's why they have the lead here early.
Wade went behind the back. Garnett, yes. Kevin Garnett in his 13th All-Star game. This is 10th start. All-Star game MVP back in 2003 as a member of the Minnesota Timberwolves. 5th pick by Minnesota back in 1995. Defensive Player of the Year, the spark plug to the Boston Celtics winning that title.
Well, hopefully we'll finally, as Carmelo Anthony goes back door and gets a lay-in, we'll see the real Boston Celtics teams in this second half. They've gotten everyone healthy. Marquise Daniels is back from that thumb injury, and now Doc Rivers has his full complement of players to go against the likes of Dwight Howard knocking down a 3-pointer.
And then checking his hand.
And then he looked over at Stan Van Gundy and says, don't just put me in the paint, coach. I can roll out on all those pick and rolls and shoot threes too. Just what Stan needs is another 3-point shooter on that team.
On the subject of the Celtics, what a doubleheader we have coming up Thursday night. Denver playing at Cleveland, and then the Celtics and the Lakers in LA at Staples. Howard looking to do it off the dribble against Stoudemire, and again pops from deep. Rebounded by Anthony.
Come on, Dwight, don't get ahead of yourself now.
Carmelo got the step, and it's rejected. Garnett.
That's why he's leading the league in block shots as well as rebounding.
And here's Howard. It counts on the foul.
You know, Marv, just to finish up, we were talking about the Boston Celtics. Doc Rivers looking forward to the start of this, all-star break. The game starting once again. Boston's out on the road. They're at Sacramento, at the Lakers, at Portland, at Denver. So they start out with 4 road games. So the Boston going to be severely tested coming out of this break, and they limped in, obviously winning, 5 of their last 13 games. So they have got to get their act together.
Foul on Nowitzki, leading to that 3-point play for Dwight Howard. The West up by 1. We're halfway through this first quarter. Duncan tried to shake off Howard and lost it. Wade slipping it to James. That's a pretty good combination.
2 guys that won a gold medal in Beijing.
Here's Anthony. Carmelo Anthony, who has been injury hit. He's had ankle problems. Did have that 50-point game against the Knicks earlier this season. Looks like he has the fresh legs early on. Carmelo leading the West with 8 points as a timeout is called.
Well, I wonder what Shaq is thinking now, because you've had the second Superman knock down a 3. He's up in the ante.